Hello. So, today I'd like to talk about the Auckland real estate market, or probably more in regards to the entire market in New Zealand about real estate and property prices. There's a lot of beef in the media because they like to stir shit up and get both sides to argue with each other. And then after they argue, I'm not bad naming New Zealand Herald or stuff or whatever, but all the comment sections, after people have beef on them, they stop the comments function so people can't leave any more comments, causing more beef, and it's not sorting out the problem. It's just getting people to hate on each other, and it just does not solve the problem. So before I get into it, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have been working in the real estate market for 5 years prior to collecting pops. So I do know a little bit about real estate. I know how the contracts work. I know how the settlements work. I know how and what people are thinking when they buy their first homes, or if they're selling their first home, second, third, or multiple homes. It is a free market in New Zealand, kind of, with a little bit of government intervention for taxing purposes to provide better or some housing for the less fortunate. I grew up in New Zealand, and I know a little bit about the real estate thing. I'm not a professional anymore, so disclaimer. And any comments I make on this channel, or this YouTube, or whatever I'm going to call it, this is episode 1. Any comments or statements I make are based on my knowledge. So just facts that I've obtained over the years, which I would like to share with everyone. It's something that, it's a discussion that should be, taken seriously. At the same time, we shouldn't take it too seriously, because, a free market does make the economy grow. But at the moment, I think people are more concerned about their well-being, especially for the lower income people. So, I would like to just share my thoughts. I wish I had a better setup. I need a better setup. I've only got my phone at the moment. Once I save up more money, then I could probably have a better setup. Anyways, so the Herald posted something this morning in regards to a person. I've only read the headline. I haven't gone into the narrative or the context, but I'm basing this episode and conversation on the comment section of the New Zealand Herald as of November 14th to 2021. So again, they did it again, where they just get both sides to argue with each other, which I joined in. I didn't argue, but I just shared my opinions. And again, I could see both sides sharing their thoughts. So people are concerned about whether it be investor buyers. Today's focus was on traders. So the issue was a trader bought a house from an auction, which a fellow Kiwi lad tried to bid. I think it was like 800k, but it went to $1 million. The trader managed to buy the property for $1 million or something, and flick it off for maybe 100k more, or something like that. That's fine, as long, in my opinion, as long as they pay their taxes, that's perfect. They're not doing anything illegal. There has been comments about people saying, the less fortunate, or people saying that, these people that are flipping properties or buying multiple properties have greed. Real estate, as mentioned with someone in the group or in the comment section before, is a commodity. It's something that people need to live in. It might not be essential. Yeah, you can probably this is not too serious in this regard, but you could probably build like a tree house or some shelter, or find a cave, or somewhere to reside in temporarily. But realistically speaking, because it is real estate, so I want to keep this conversation real. If you can't afford a property, say $1 million, if you can't go to an auction and win a property at $1 million, and you only have 800k, and somehow the property went up to $1 million because of the bidding war, that's probably not the right market for you. You should be looking at another area maybe even in the countryside, find a property that's more and your purchasing power, that's more comfortable for you to purchase. That way, if you live in that area, you buy a house with less stress with your mortgage. Then you can generate more income, flip some other things, which people in the group were calling the game. Like if you can't play the game, you should probably play another game. Which I agree with. Like, we're not telling people to say, oh, hey, you can't afford property and you should just bugger off and we're going to buy all of it. No, that's not how it works. What I'm suggesting for people is to buy at a comfortable location so they can generate more income and then compete back in the market where they prefer or want to live in for their future lives, well-being, children, whatever. And again, like the purpose for this conversation is just to educate everyone on how just to be real, like how the market works. This is what I teach my own children. Like humans have a tendency to have greed, which is fine, to an extent, of course. Like if you want food, you want to have slightly more food, or if you want to have more of it. If you've finished your consumption, you want more. You want more. We're like virus. We're more deadlier in the environment than any other animal on the planet. We are a virus. We spread like crazy. Okay, it's a fact. We all know this. So how do you compete with people that are already here buying $1 million properties over and over again? I just want people to know that they are just looking out for themselves. They're looking out for their families. They probably do donations. Like you don't know what they're doing, like with the rest of their money. Real estate is just one of the things they purchase. There's supercars, hypercars. I see people buying all sorts of crazy shit that I can't afford, which sucks. But that's okay because I need to try hustle. I need to try to make more money, instead of complaining and moaning every day. And yes, I am referring to some of the people that are complaining online, that are probably on benefits, that are probably having a good job. Some of them probably make quite a bit of money already, maybe over 100K, 200K a year, but still having difficulty to compete in the market because they want more and more. So people that don't have enough money, they want more. People in the 500K category, they want to live in the 1 million area category or 2 million. They just have to work harder. And I assume, and I believe personally, and from what I've seen, is people that do buy multiple $1 million properties, they are working way more than 40 hours a week. They might be working, 80, 100 hours a week. Is it even 100 hours a week? I don't know. But there's many hours in a week, and a lot of people, they wake up, they look at their phone. Like when I was working in real estate, that's what I do. Like I'll wake up and I'll look on my phone first thing in the morning. I sign up to notifications. I see what's been sold. I see what's hot in the market, the kind of materials, the area, the location, everything. There's many factors when it comes to real estate. And if you want one yourself, or if you want to buy more in the future, if you manage to get one, you're naturally going to want more. Like who's going to settle with one? One ice cream cone? No. One Ferrari? No. You want more and more and more. It's just how it works. As long as it's legal, obviously people talk about the moral side of things. I think it's moral. Like, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And you could go with the argument that, these people are greedy. These people just want to buy it all. Like, for me, who doesn't? You can't change them. The government's not going to change them. They have that amount of money. They got nowhere to spend it. People have to if you put it in the bank, it's not going to work. And the people that do have that amount of money, they probably generated, over the past maybe decade or 2 decades to have that sufficient amount of money to buy that many properties. Therefore, like if you want them to invest in other things such as crypto or Bitcoin or something new in the market, NFTs even, they would have no idea how to get into it. They don't know. They don't know how to do it. So if they can't invest in other things, they only invest in what they have security or what they have knowledge over. When you invest in things, you spend your time to, whether you go on eBay or TradeMe or sites like that. You compare prices, you do your own research to make the best informed decision. to have a better future by buying the properties that you can afford. So I forgot what I was saying. I'm just blabbing. But the main point is you just have to put your head down, work hard, and people that are maintaining their portfolio of real estate, they are constantly working hard too. And I can guarantee you that if they aren't working more than 40 hours a week or 80 hours a week, their portfolio is going to go down. It happens. I've seen it happen. If you get the wrong property manager, if there's neglect to the property, if it deteriorates, the value of the property will go down. No matter what. It's neglect. It's negligence. It's if you forget about it and just leave it, it's going to get run down over time. So the people that have that much money, they are maintaining their system. They're maintaining their self. There's heaps of things to do. Like maybe they have to work out. They have to buy groceries. They're just human beings. They're like you and me. But we just have to think of ways to get there. Because they have so much money already over the years of whether it be saving up or making money, they have experience in this area of the market, which is real estate, New Zealand real estate, which we're focusing on today. And obviously traders, which back to the beginning of this topic, they have more knowledge in real estate because I'm assuming they're talking about traders, people trading real estate, and also traders who are building real estate. I got friends that are building real estate, and some of them they can afford to buy lots and sell as well. Others, maybe not so much. They're still gaining the knowledge. They probably only just got into the game a year or two ago. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to get all the knowledge to be able to generate the income and know what's a good deal and know what's a bad deal right away. If you cannot make a decision, if you cannot buy a house today at a really good price because you don't have enough money, that is your fault. Like, it's not anyone else's fault. It's because you don't have enough money. If I can't afford an ice cream cone, okay, that's too cheap. If I cannot afford a PlayStation 5, if I can't afford a PlayStation 5 and I have $500 in my bank, New Zealand dollars, of course, that's $800 for PS5, Australasia. So if I don't have enough money, is it anyone else's fault? I can't afford it? I don't know. I could blame someone else, but the thing is, if you blame other people for it, it's gonna, even if you want someone to fix the problem of your complaint, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take years, and you have to come up with a really good reason why it's unfair and inequitable for you not being able to buy real estate. So what I'm saying is, you can complain about it, but it's probably easier to put your head down and just do the 80 hours other people are doing so you can generate enough income. Like, for example, I'm saving up for a Ferrari. It's ridiculous. My parents think I'm fucking crazy for wanting to buy a Ferrari. But, I want to put my head down, I want to do it. Instead of complaining like, hey, I want some money. Hey, I don't want to, pay for my mortgage or whatever. That's like lazy. That's lazy, just complaining and moaning, and it's not going to fix any problems. Maybe if you put your moaning and complaining energy into something more productive, like even if it is speaking against people that aren't caring about the less fortunate, get your portfolio up, like not real estate portfolio, but maybe write some documents up, find a plan, educate yourself to find a solution that you can bring forward to people that can make a change. Because if you don't have a solution and you just complain about it, it's just going to stay that way forever. It's not going to change. You're not going to be better off. So I think, long story short, find a way to generate more income. So if you buy a house, outside of the main CBD or outside of the main larger cities, stay there, find a way to generate income so you can afford and come back and compete with people that buy $1 million properties. Real estate has always only gone up in value, history-wise. Like, in my knowledge, long term, it only goes up. Obviously, there will be crashes, dips. Like 2008, when if you watch the movie The Big Short, it's the easiest way. The Big Short, that movie explains how the real estate market fucked up everyone throughout the world. So it's pretty much just, again, long story short, banks lending money out This is greed. Okay, this is greed. When banks lend money out to people that can't afford to pay their mortgage back, that is greed. And this kind of excess greed does have a negative impact on the market. Because people can't pay back their mortgages and people default, and when they default, when many properties default and it becomes a trend, everything defaults, well, a lot of properties default, and it causes a crash because the value just, the value is not there because it's been driven up, and because it crashes, it comes back down. Again, long-term wise, it's still going to go up. So, what's that? You just have to find a way to make money, and banks just have to, banks are more, they're a lot more tighter now. There's more restrictions. In New Zealand, there is also a bright line test. So what this is tax on people that are flipping properties. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter at all. As long as you can afford a property, or and if you don't live in it, if you buy it and you sell it off, whether it be after settlement, before settlement, as long as it's within 5 years, that's the bright line test, people get taxed for it. And if you are buying an intention of flipping and making money, it's taxable. Unless it's a long-term investment, which I'll have to look into again. I think there isn't at this stage. Also, if you live in the property yourself, that doesn't count inside the bright line test. Or it is part of the test, but it doesn't conclude that you have to pay the tax because you live in there. So another good way, this is advice, another good way to flip properties without being taxed is just to live in that fucking property. Just don't buy multiple because you can't live in two places at once. So you just buy one that you don't have to pay tax on, live in there. If you're working 40 hours a week, then you got the other 40 to renovate the property, add value to it, and sell it for a better price, especially when the market gets hotter. So that's a way to make money if you can only afford one, and you want to flip properties. And it's not necessarily flipping. Like for me, flipping is buying something and you flip it. If it's this game, right? I still haven't played it yet. But if it's this game, it's $60. So I got it on discount too, by the way. It's $60. If you buy this and you want to flip it, you should sell it for $120. That's one flip. And then if you can sell it for, $180, which is 3 times the amount, that's flipping too because it's more than double. So flip it three times as much. If you can, that's great. It's how money is made, and it's how fucking rich people make money. And I'm not talking about the rich people that are hiding in the corners and the shadows, like secretly buying up all the properties. No, I'm talking about large corporations that are investing in real estate and land, mostly big commercial projects as well. They buy on the cheap because they're informed. They've got a team and they've got a network and know how and when to buy. And with experience, you can feel and see how the market's going. Like for me, I look at the property magazines that are at every, what was it called? Property something, fuck. It's one of the main, Property Overview? No, that's Chinese one. Property Press. Yes, Property Press. So at every real estate agent's office, outside the office, there's always a Property Press magazine or something you can look at and flick through. When the market's hot, man, that book can be so fucking thick, like 4 or 5 centimeters, like huge. Like you can't even finish it in one sitting. Like you can go to the toilet, flip it open, sit on the toilet seat, maybe go like 10, 20 pages and then you're off. That's when the market's hot. You could get 100 pages. But when the market is not hot, I've seen it so thin that you could just read it standing there. You can walk out of the real estate agent's office and just stand there and flip through it. That's when it's not as hot. There's ways to find and see what's really happening. Never ever trust the media. When I worked in real estate, we are in the front lines because the sales team and we're doing the marketing. I'm doing the marketing for it. And we see properties come and go, and we know exactly what's happening the day it happens because we need to process all documents, and we see who wants to sell their homes, who wants to buy homes, who wants to make offers. We see everything. These stats of what we see, or people that are still working in the real estate industry, they see this every day. And what happens is some of the top people, they build connections with people in the media, which is absolutely fine. But the thing is, when they report their stats and their numbers of like, oh, maybe this month, this past month, or the month going, or 2, 3, or quarterly, it doesn't matter. There are numbers that we have that we can see and it happens on the spot. But when we do pass this information to the media, whether it be Stuff, New Zealand Herald, or whatever, it doesn't matter, or the Chinese media or whatever media, when it's passed on to them, it's already a month or two, delay. Like, and there's also time for them to write something up and publish it. And of course, they want to create conflict because that creates more clickbait and more interactions with people interacting. It's kind of like me, like people that dislike my videos, I get more views when people dislike my videos. And that goes with many other things. People love to watch Mayweather fight and hate on them at the same time. And that's how it generates its income. The more hate you have, the more money they make. And that's the same with newspaper companies. The more views they get and more interactions they get, they can charge more for the advertising on their media platform because of the more number of views. So they're not looking out for your best interest. They are a business. So don't fall into that trap of listening to what you see on the media. Don't fall into the trap of choosing sides. There's no point choosing sides. We are all human beings. There are people that are slightly better off or a lot better off, and there are people that are worse off. Now, it doesn't matter which situation you're in, you and I and everyone else, we need to find a way to find our own paths, what we're good at. We might not look at real estate stuff or research real estate things every day, every minute of the week. There are people that do that. What do you like? Focus on what you like to do. What do you, whether it be smoking weed, drinking alcohol. Like if you like that, write something about that and maybe do some videos about that, or maybe stock up on collectible alcohol or something. I'm just thinking, off the top of my brain, no filter. So, if you can make money in your own way, find something you enjoy, which is most important, because it has to be something. It has to be something that you enjoy, so you can make and generate more income because you're doing it constantly, every day, on repeat, without the Monday-itis or the man, I don't want to do this anymore. If you don't like to do something at the moment, you need to find another job or another career path, because to be the best at something, you have to constantly do it, constantly, and build on yourself and make yourself better. That way you can generate more income. In the long term, you will generate income because you're getting better and better at it. And if you're not getting better at it, and if you're not generating that much income, maybe try something else. And if that still doesn't work, you just really have to come up with something. Like, no one's going to help you. Nobody's going to help you. If I can't afford a Ferrari, no one's going to tell me, there are some of them limited edition too. If someone buys a limited edition Ferrari before I do because he spent more money than I have, so he gets first dibs, that's my fault because I haven't bought that many Ferraris to have the privilege to find that. Or sometimes not about the money, it's about the knowledge and research. So this guy that buys a lot of cars, he has knowledge of what's coming out. He has knowledge of maybe people, he knows where to get the knowledge of knowing what's more rare. And he'll grab it. When he gets the opportunity, he's ready. He's going to grab onto it and not let go, and he's going to keep it. You can't fight him for it. You could, but, you probably get arrested, but physically if you hurt him or even verbally. But anyways, that's beside the point. If he is a professional in this sector, which is cars in this case, I'm not. I don't know shit about cars. I know how to drive them. Not even manual. I don't even know how to drive manual. But, I'm not going to beat a guy that knows and researches cars. I'm not going to beat a guy that researches Rolex watches, which I own, but I don't know how to invest. And it was also too big of a sum for me to invest in and flip on. I don't have that much income. I'll play with Pops, get $25 each, or 20, or 10. That's fine. That's my hobby. I enjoy it. Am I going to make money? I do sometimes, but most of the time I don't. But in the long run, I might. Then I might, be able to buy more real estate or Ferraris. So what I'm trying to get to is, what I'm telling my children too. more is better, you know. Obviously there could be a point where it could be a detriment, even for real estate investors. If you buy a lot of properties, you have to manage those properties. You need to get property managers. You need to find people. You need to find tenants in them. You need to maintain them. There's so much shit that you have to do. So as people build up their portfolios, and this is good advice for people that are buying one or two or multiple properties and slowly getting into the role of the ride, once they save enough money to play this game, they enter the game, they come in and just go with the ride and go with it slowly. Like when you get 3, 4, 5, when it starts getting out of hand, take a step back, breathe, take a few days off, and come back to it. And you have to maintain your new 10 properties that you had no idea how to manage. Management is a huge thing too. It's fucking annoying. There's so much paperwork. Even if it's your own property, like it's so much paperwork. You got lawyers, you got accountants, you got all that crap, which is really hard work. So I can kind of feel for people that do this. And for the people at the top, you know, they probably have people, their own accountants, their own property managers that deal with these kind of things at grand scale. And if you want to compete with people dealing with these trades of properties at a grand scale, you need to be in the game for a long time to be able to do it. If you don't, then you're still welcome to. You know, there's no restrictions on how many properties you can buy, as long as you play the game right. So if you find your own managers, if you find your own accountants, lawyers, and sort all that crap out, builders, renovators, whatever, then you can build on it and generate more. So even if you do win the lotto, say you get $10 million. I should have got a drink. Didn't know I was going to talk so much. If you get $10 million, you win the lotto, you could buy a fuckload of real estate. $10 million worth of real estate, maybe that's like $1 million each. 10 million, you could buy 10 properties. That's not a lot. But, okay, so you get 10 properties, you still got to know how to manage it. So people that do win the lotto, if you do spend all your money on that, you might not even know how to get proper tenants. You know, you need to find good tenants. You don't want people that will trash. I could go on about each section of real estate into more detail, which I probably will in the future. But today, okay, I need to tell myself to come back. I'm quite passionate about this. Sorry. Today we're focusing on the traders, the flippers. So at the end of the day, they are paying their taxes. If they don't, they will be, you know, caught sooner or later, and then they have to back pay it, or maybe even like jail time, because if you're avoiding tax, you're stealing money from the government. So the government's not going to lean lightly on that. So they will give you shit for it. So they're going through a lot of shit too. And people that are just sitting back and complaining about their 9-to-5 jobs and not doing anything else afterwards and playing their PS5 games, which I'm part of too, there's no point complaining, because no one's going to help you. No one's going to care about you. Who cares? Like, absolutely, who cares? I see comments online. Yesterday, someone was flipping, and then a dude underneath just said, who cares? Who cares? As long as you're paying the taxes, it does not concern me, us, or whatever. What you need to care about, what we need to care about as a society, is how to teach people how to focus their attention, their energy on how to learn and try new things and find something they love and care about, build on that, make that thing grow, whatever it is they are passionate and loving about. Once that grows, then you have enough money to buy real estate. It's as simple as that. And there will be people that will find it really hard, like myself. I wish I had like $10 billion. It's not easy. Like, you have to grind. You have to grind. If you don't want to grind and complain, you're not going to get shit. No one's going to give you anything in this world, unless it's your mum. Even mums. Fuck. My mum doesn't. I haven't talked to my mum for over a year. That's beside the point. Still love her, but she pisses me off sometimes. But that's okay. Anyways, back to the main topic again. Going around in circles. That's what happens when you talk to yourself without weed. Just try your best, put your head down, work hard. Sure, you can troll online and complain about things every now and then, but just remember, like, we're trying to help society. We want everyone to grow. If people around you grow, then you naturally grow as well. If you're the only one growing and you're not helping out other people, you know, you grow to an extent. So that's why I'm trying to do this video, so I can go over the things that I know of. I can share them around. Hopefully people will grow too. There'll be more younger people coming into the market. They'll come up with new innovative things, innovative things. to help the rest of society as well, including myself, which I'm always constantly learning. Again, I am not a professional. I am sharing my opinion based on the best knowledge and facts that I've obtained over the years. So please, 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 if you are a troll online and you are seriously angry and hate people for flipping homes, you have to look into it a little bit deeper, know what the other side is going through too. Like I can understand, I get pissed off when people, drive supercars and hypercars around me. I'm like, fuck, where's my one? But, I didn't put my head down and work myself there. And yeah, I hope everyone can do the same. I just hope everyone, including my children, I hope the society can teach my children to grow up, and grind, make them grind healthily. Obviously, you don't want to go too over the top and have like mental illnesses and shit like that. But we just need people to try harder. We need more love in the world. We need to try harder. Don't fall into the online media rants or like angry people that are talking shit. Just try your best. It's a free world after all. Maybe to an extent again. You just try to make the best of it, and it takes time. Good things take time, and you need to put your foot down. You need to research it. You need to do a lot of work. Talk to people about it. Find groups of people that love real estate. There will be people that have a lot already that probably have too much stuff on their hands to actually have time to talk to people about it. But there are a group of people that are passionate about it. There are real estate groups online that you could join, talk to people about it, and have a healthy conversation on how to improve your well-being and future purposes or investment things. Yeah? Great. So that's pretty much what I want to cover. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment underneath. Do please subscribe somewhere in one of these boxes, which I'll put up. And thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe or dislike so I get more views. Thank you for watching episode 1. Thanks, bye.